Have you ever found yourself waking up in the still darkness between 3 and 5 a.m., that quiet hour when the world sleeps, yet your mind and body seem wide awake? What if those early moments weren't random at all, but your body's way of speaking to you? Many older adults notice it too, the rumbling stomach, the uneasy rest, the strange feeling that something deeper is happening. It's not just hunger. It could be your body gently whispering about your health, your emotions, or the way your nightly rhythm has changed with age. In this video, I'll share 5 simple yet meaningful ways to turn those wake-ups into calm, restorative moments. Each one comes from real experience and medical insight. And number 4, often overlooked, might just be the key to soothing both your body and your soul. Picture it for a moment. The clock glows 3:17 a.m., your room wrapped in silence, and suddenly your stomach begins to rumble like distant thunder. You stare at the ceiling, shadows dancing softly across the walls, wondering if you should get up or just wait it out. Maybe if you shut your eyes tight enough, the feeling will fade, right? But here's the truth, especially for those of us who've lived a little longer. Ignoring that hunger doesn't work the way it used to. Our bodies have their own rhythm now, a little stubborn, a little unpredictable. Dinner might have been light, a small plate of chicken and vegetables that seemed enough at the time. Or maybe your inner clock has decided that the middle of the night is the perfect moment to speak up. So you lie there, pulling the blanket closer, hoping the rumbling will stop. But instead, it grows stronger. Soon you're fully awake, restless, maybe even a little frustrated. The minutes crawl by, 3:20, 3:25, and sleep feels further away than ever. Fighting it only makes it worse, like sinking deeper into quicksand. So instead, let's take a gentler approach, one that cares for both body and mind. There's no emergency here. Take your time. Sit up slowly, giving your back and breath a moment to adjust. Let your legs dangle over the edge of the bed, your toes brushing the rug or cool floor beneath you. Take a deep, steady breath. Maybe slip on those warm slippers waiting nearby. Sometimes, comfort begins with the smallest act of kindness to yourself. Now, take your time as you walk to the kitchen. The house is still. The only sound's a faint hum from the fridge or a quiet tick from a distant clock. It's just you and this small, peaceful mission. You're not here to prepare a feast. No roast chicken or mashed potatoes at this hour. Heavy food would only wake your system when what you need is calm. Instead, choose something light, something that feels gentle, like a small act of care. Maybe a few saltine crackers from the pantry with a thin spread of peanut butter. Smooth works best, unless you prefer a little texture to keep your senses awake. As the creamy saltiness touches your tongue, the hunger starts to fade, replaced by quiet comfort. Or maybe your eyes catch a ripe banana on the counter, its yellow skin freckled with brown, soft and ready for an easy bite. If you've got a jar of almonds or walnuts nearby, take a small handful, 8 or 10 pieces, no more. Just enough to ease the body without overloading it. Those small bites, with their earthy richness, satisfy you without weighing you down. While you're at it, pour yourself a small glass of water, not cold from the fridge. That icy shock can wake your system when what you really need is calm. Room temperature is best. Sipped slowly, letting it ease the dryness in your mouth and settle your stomach. This isn't about filling up or feeling guilty for being awake. It's about listening to that quiet signal from your body that says, "I need a little care," and responding gently. Take your time as you nibble, standing in the soft glow of the kitchen light, or sitting on a stool if it feels easier on your knees. When you're done, head back to bed, maybe pausing to adjust the thermostat or smooth your pillow. You'll notice the restlessness fading, the hunger quieting, and before long your head finds that perfect spot on the pillow again. Sleep begins to drift back in with every slow, steady breath. Now, imagine it's 3:47 a.m. and you're awake once more. This time, That hunger has brought a companion. Your mouth feels dry, your legs can't seem to stay still, and no matter how you shift beneath the covers, comfort seems just out of reach. It's not only food your body is asking for, it's something soothing to drink, a simple comfort to bring peace back to the night. Your first instinct might be to grab a tall glass of cold water from the fridge, but hold off. Pouring something icy down your throat at this hour is like turning on every light in the house. It jolts your sleepy body awake, leaving you staring at the ceiling when all you want is to rest again. We're not looking for a wake-up call, we're aiming for comfort. Let's try a softer remedy, one that warms you from the inside out. Picture this, a small thermos on your nightstand, filled with something warm and soothing, waiting for you at moments like this. Before bed, you might have boiled some water in your trusty old kettle, or perhaps that sleek electric one that glows blue in the dark. You brew a small pot of herbal tea. Chamomile is a classic choice. It's like a quiet hug from an old friend, its gentle floral scent promising peace with every sip. The flavor is mild, naturally sweet, almost honeyed. But if you prefer a hint of sweetness, stir in a small drizzle of honey, just enough to smooth the edges without overpowering it. And if chamomile isn't quite your style, try peppermint instead. Its crisp, clean flavor can settle a queasy stomach or clear that heavy, foggy feeling in your head. Rooibos works beautifully too, with its warm, woody taste, caffeine-free and kind to your nerves. Pour the tea into your thermos while it's still warm, then secure the lid and keep it within easy reach. No need to walk to the kitchen in the dark, risking a stubbed toe or a creaky floorboard waking the dog. When that 3:47 a.m. restlessness stirs, open the lid and let the gentle warmth rise toward your face. Maybe you catch the faint scent of chamomile or peppermint, a quiet promise of peace. If your thermos lid doubles as a cup, pour a few ounces, or keep a small mug nearby on a coaster. Sip slowly, not in big gulps. Feel the warmth travel down your throat, spreading softly through your chest, easing that dry, scratchy feeling and calming your restless legs. It's more than a drink. It's a small act of reassurance, a way to tell your body that everything is fine. If tea isn't your preference, plain warm water works just as well, just enough to hydrate without waking you fully. Keep sipping for a few minutes, letting the warmth do its quiet work. Soon your shoulders begin to loosen, the unease fades, and the dryness disappears. You place the thermos back, pull the blanket over gently, and nestle into your pillow. Your eyelids grow heavy, your body settles, and sleep returns like a soft tide, carrying you back into rest. Sometimes, when your eyes open at 4:12 a.m., it's not just hunger or the faint hum of the refrigerator pulling you awake. There's something deeper stirring inside, a quiet ache beneath your ribs, a heaviness that settles over you like a wool blanket, warm but hard to shake off. Maybe it's worry creeping in, soft but steady. You think of the grandkids. Are they safe, happy, making their way through life without too much struggle? Or perhaps it's a pang of longing for an old friend, the one who used to share coffee and laughter with you on the porch, whose voice still echoes if you close your eyes. Or maybe it's simply the slow weight of time itself, the years stacking up like folded letters in a drawer, each one holding a memory, a joy, or a quiet sorrow. For many of us, those still hours before dawn have a way of bringing old thoughts to the surface, gently peeling back the layers we keep tucked away during the day. The TV is off, the phone is silent, and suddenly, there's nothing left to distract you from the emotions that rise without warning. Don't push them away or scold yourself with thoughts like, "Go back to sleep, it's nothing." That rarely helps. It's like trying to shoo away a stray cat. It always finds its way back to your door. Ignoring those feelings only makes them stronger, more persistent, until you're lying there, staring at the ceiling, tangled in your own thoughts. Instead, give them space to breathe, a quiet moment to stretch and be seen. Sit up slowly. No rush, no sudden movements to wake stiff joints. Take that extra pillow, maybe the old one you've been meaning to replace, and tuck it gently behind your back. Find a position that feels supportive, not slouched, just comfortable. Let your hands rest loosely in your lap. Feel the coolness of the sheets against your skin. It grounds you, brings you back to the present. Then, in your softest inner voice, ask yourself, what's on my mind right now? Not, what's wrong? Or, why can't I sleep? Those questions feel too heavy, too harsh. Instead, ask gently, what's here with me tonight? You're not looking for answers, just awareness. You're simply cracking the door open to see what's been knocking. Here's a small but valuable habit to consider. Keep a notebook and pen on your nightstand, right beside your glass of water or that old wind-up clock that still ticks a little too loud. It doesn't have to be fancy. Maybe it's a worn spiral pad from the drugstore, a half-used journal a grandchild once gifted you, or even the back of an envelope if that's what's nearby. When those thoughts start swirling like loose marbles, pick up the pen and let them spill onto the page. No editing, no structure, just write. Maybe it's, I feel lonely tonight and I'm not sure why, or I forgot to call Mary about her arthritis prescription. I hope she's doing okay. Perhaps it's even, why am I awake again? Or, still thinking about the time I snapped at Ed over that burnt roast back in '87. The words don't need to be polished or profound. They're simply snapshots of what's moving through your mind. Seeing them written down is like pouring a little water out of a glass that's too full. It may not clean up the spill, but it keeps it from overflowing. And in that small release, there's quiet comfort, a sense that you don't have to hold it all alone. When you've written all you need to, set the pen down and take a slow, steady breath. Inhale gently through your nose, counting to 3 as the air cools and fills your chest. Hold it for just a moment, then exhale through your mouth, long and easy, as if blowing out a distant candle. As the breath leaves you, whisper softly to yourself, just enough for your own ears to hear, I'll hold this for now, but I can rest. Picture it like setting down a heavy shopping bag, the kind that's dug into your hands for too long. You're not throwing it away or promising to sort through it before dawn. You're simply allowing yourself to let it rest beside you for a while. This isn't the time to fix the world's problems, or even your own. The quiet hours before dawn aren't meant for grand plans or heavy reflection. It's about acknowledging what you feel, meeting those thoughts halfway, giving them a small nod, like greeting an old neighbor passing by. When you do, you'll often notice the weight lifting just enough for peace to return. Your chest begins to feel lighter, your mind less crowded, and sleep starts to drift back in, soft and quiet, like a breeze through an open window. Now, let's move on. Number 4, move a little. Wake up your body, not your worries. This is one that many people, especially older adults, often overlook. And it's a shame because it's such a simple fix. It's 4:23 a.m., and you're caught in that familiar battle with the blankets, tossing to the left, flipping the pillow to the cool side, then rolling back again. Your stomach grumbles like an old furnace coming to life, and your legs can't seem to stay still, twitching and shifting as if they're begging for a little movement. Your mind isn't helping either. It starts running through tomorrow's grocery list, or that loose porch step you've been meaning to fix. You tell yourself, if I just stay perfectly still and squeeze my eyes shut, maybe I'll drift off again. But how often does that really work? The harder you try, the more awake you become. Your body joins in, tense, prickly, every nerve on alert. For older adults, it's not just an active mind that keeps us awake. Our joints stiffen during sleep, like hinges beginning to rust, and blood flow slows down. That makes even small discomforts, hunger, restlessness, tight muscles, feel magnified in the quiet of the night. So, what can you do? Move a little. Nothing strenuous or demanding. You don't need to jump out of bed or start pacing the room. That's the last thing tired knees want at this hour. Start small, gentle, like easing into a warm bath. Sit up slowly, supporting yourself with your hands if your back feels stiff. Let your feet dangle off the bed for a moment, toes brushing the rug or the cool floor beneath you. Take a moment to steady yourself, feeling your body adjust and settle into this new position. Then, roll your shoulders gently, as if shaking off the weight of a long day spent raking leaves or folding laundry. Circle them forward a few times, then slowly back, until the tension between your shoulder blades begins to ease. Now, stretch your arms upward, reaching toward the ceiling like you're trying to catch a distant star. Spread your fingers wide, open your palms, and then let your arms float back down to your lap with a soft, contented exhale, like a leaf gliding to the ground. If you feel balanced and the floor isn't too cold, stand up beside your bed. Keep one hand resting on the headboard or nightstand if your balance feels uncertain. Then, gently shake out your legs, one at a time, loose and easy, as if flicking off water after a walk through puddles. Start with the right leg, give it a light wiggle from the knee down, and then switch to the left. Do this a few times, imagining you're shaking off stiffness the way you'd dust an old rug. This isn't about exercise or burning energy, it's a gentle reset, a way to wake your body without waking your worries. That small bit of movement gets your blood flowing again, loosening those sluggish veins and helping your muscles relax instead of tightening like a fist. Add a couple of slow, steady breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, picturing the air sweeping through you like a broom clearing a dusty room. Then, exhale through your mouth, letting the tension drift out with it. You'll feel your body begin to settle almost instantly. That jittery feeling in your legs fades away, like static clearing from a radio. Your stomach might still make a quiet protest, but it no longer feels as sharp or demanding. As we grow older, our bodies need these small reminders more than we realize. Long hours of stillness can leave us stiff, like a car that's been sitting too long in the garage, slow to start but quick to respond once it's moving again. This little trick isn't complicated, but it can quietly change everything. The next time you find yourself tangled in the sheets while the clock creeps past 4 a.m., give it a try. You might be surprised how something as small as a roll, a stretch, or a gentle shake can shift your body back toward peace, helping you melt into the pillow instead of fighting it. Now, let's talk about the fifth step, calming your mind with soft sound. It's 3:58 a.m., and you're lying in bed while the world around you sits in heavy silence. The glowing digits on the clock stare back at you, unblinking, as if mocking your inability to drift off. You shift under the covers, adjust the pillow for the 10th time, but sleep remains distant. Your mind becomes restless, a whirlwind of thoughts spinning faster with each minute. Did you eat too late? You replay dinner in detail, the steaming bowl of vegetable soup, the crusty sourdough bread torn apart with enthusiasm, the butter melting into every crack, and then that small slice of apple pie topped with whipped cream, because why not? You've earned a little sweetness in life. But now, as your stomach gives a faint gurgle, your mind latches onto the thought, maybe it was too much, too close to bedtime. And then there's tomorrow, or rather today, stretching out before you like an uncharted map. What's waiting ahead? Maybe a doctor's appointment at 10, where you'll sit in that quiet waiting room, flipping through old magazines and trying to remember if you wrote down every question for the nurse. Or perhaps it's the grocery trip you've been putting off, navigating crowded aisles, squinting at tiny labels to find the low-sodium soup, hoping you won't forget the milk again. And there's that phone call you still haven't made, to a friend, the insurance company, or someone else you keep meaning to reach. It lingers in the back of your mind like a small, persistent itch. But the real mystery, the one that keeps your thoughts spinning, is this. Why am I so hungry right now? It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? You ate hours ago, yet that little pang in your stomach turns into a full-blown focus. You can't tell if it's real hunger or just your mind playing tricks, but either way, it's enough to keep you wide awake, caught in your own late-night thoughts. For older adults like us, this midnight mental marathon is all too familiar. It slips quietly into the night like an uninvited guest. We've lived long enough to fill our minds with decades of memories, lessons, and emotions. But that same richness sometimes refuses to rest, keeping the mind awake long after the body is ready to sleep. Our minds can be like old radios, picking up every signal, crackling with static the moment the world goes quiet. What begins as a passing thought, a pang of hunger, or a flicker of worry takes root and grows, weaving itself into a dense tangle that keeps sleep just out of reach. You try to fight it, don't you? You squeeze your eyes shut, willing the noise to stop. Maybe you start counting backward from 100 or picture sheep leaping over a fence somewhere in the countryside. But it's useless. The harder you push, the louder it gets, like a child in the middle of a tantrum. That inner voice keeps circling back, replaying the same old tune until it feels like a broken record you can't turn off. A small spark of restlessness soon becomes a fire that burns through any chance of sleep. Yet there's a gentler way to quiet the mind, a soft lifeline to pull yourself back from that edge. It comes in sound, but not just any sound. No loud horns or bright melodies, but something tender and steady, barely there at first. Maybe it's the slow, rhythmic hum of a ceiling fan turning overhead, its quiet motion filling the dark, or the gentle, uneven rhythm of rain tapping softly against the window pane. Each sound becomes a tiny note in a lullaby written by the night itself. Maybe it's the slow rhythm of ocean waves, an old memory from a distant beach trip. The water rolls in with a soft hiss, then retreats with a gentle sigh, like the earth breathing in slow motion. This isn't about drowning out your thoughts with noise. It's about giving your mind another path, a calm thread to follow instead of the tangled maze it's been lost in. For those of us who've gathered a few more years, this can feel like a quiet miracle. Our minds are treasure chests filled with wisdom, laughter, hard-earned lessons, and faces we've loved. But they can also be stubborn, racing like runaway trains when the house is silent and the night stretches long. A soft sound doesn't grab your attention the way worries do. It simply calls to you, inviting you to rest your focus on something gentle, something safe. It's like offering your mind a warm cup of tea or wrapping it in a soft blanket. Nothing forceful, just a quiet comfort that smooths the sharp edges of restless thoughts. You listen, and slowly, almost without realizing it, the noise in your mind begins to fade. The questions about dinner, the plans for tomorrow, even that late-night hunger, all start to loosen their grip, slipping quietly into the background like shadows retreating at dawn. Your breathing deepens, finding the same gentle rhythm as the sound around you. Your shoulders relax, sinking into the mattress, and little by little, that elusive sleep you've been chasing draws near. It's never about forcing yourself to rest, but about surrendering to calm, one steady breath at a time. And there it is. 5 simple, heartfelt ways to turn those early morning wake-ups between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. into moments of comfort and care. As older adults, we've earned the right to listen to our bodies and show ourselves a little grace in the stillness of night. I hope these gentle practices wrap around you like a warm blanket, bringing peace when sleep feels far away. Take care of yourself, rest well, and may your nights be peaceful and your mornings bright. Wishing you good health, happiness, and serenity. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint, for more timeless lessons on living well.